cheerleaders got uniforms.
Yeah.
It's a nice upgrade.
Weren't they just wearing like old basketball jerseys?
They were wearing old jerseys, yeah. I didn't think it looked good. A uniform is good.
Yeah, I was wondering what that was when I was like...
I think things just got messed up and they didn't come in time.
I don't think it why they're black though.
I don't know, yeah.
I guess it's got easy though.
This is unusually high, but it's not going up, which means we might have it fixed.
We might have what?
The dropped frames. The more frames you drop, that's like the choppier the broadcast is. But as long as this number's not changing, it means we're not dropping any right now.
If I want to sponsor like I did last year, you guys do some advertising.
Yeah.
You or Josh, so I give them.
Talk to Josh.
Okay.
Josh,
Okay.
yeah, appreciate it. Thank you. After they do the anthem, and like right when they start introducing the lineups, then they'll put the mouse in.
Welcome, ladies and gentlemen, to the Spurs Gymnasium for tonight's basketball game featuring the Lady Eagles of Nashville Christian and your University School of Nashville Tigers. At this time, will you please rise for the playing of our national anthem? This game is being played in accordance to the rules of the TSSAA.
Would you go to see the game?
It's on YouTube. If you follow USN Sports on Twitter, they're going to tweet the link.
Okay.
So USN Sports Twitter will have the link for you.
Now let's get tonight's starting lineups. First, for the visiting.
All right, here we go.
Freshman number 4, Ava Pombo. Freshman number 5, Charlie Harper. Freshman number 21, Whitney Miller. Sophomore number 24, Riley O'Connor. Senior number 30, Carmen Drake. Head coach of Nashville Christian is Dan Wilkerson. He's assisted by coach Gregory Kendall Lewis and Joey Stanley. And now for your USN Tigers, a junior number 5, Daphne Moore. Sophomore number 10, Kendall Burke. Sophomore number 13, Lee Pay. Junior number 20, Cindy Neal. And sophomore number 31, Emma Pay. Head coach of the Tigers is going to introduce alongside Jennifer Paul.
Good evening, everybody, and welcome to Spurling Gymnasium for tonight's action featuring your beloved USN Tigers and the Eagles of Nashville Christian. Very pleased to be joined in the booth tonight for his first trip to the booth by the great Reed Murray. Reed, welcome.
Thank you, Dr. Fitz.
What are you most excited about for tonight's game, Reed?
It's my first time seeing a USN basketball game here, so hopefully it'll be a win.
You got the best seat in the house, and hopefully we can get a couple wins for you tonight. Tigers in the all-white uniforms with Columbia blue lettering and maroon trim. Nashville Christian in the familiar navy blue with the orange lettering. Ellen McQueen controls the opening tip, and we are underway. Big story tonight is that Brooke Burgess, starting point guard, is in a walking boot, not able to play tonight, so the Tigers are a bit short-handed. Unable to score on the opening possession, and here comes Harper the other way for the Eagles. Driving the baseline is Pomeroy, and she's blocked by McQueen out of bounds. Tigers set up the defense. Backs to the inbound passer. They get it into Harper. Getting behind Dabney is Miller. Her shot's no good. Sydney Miller rebound. Tigers look to push the other way. Driving the baseline is Kendall. Her shot's just off the mark. Ellen McQueen with the putback short. Dabney fighting for the rebound. And we're going to get a foul. I think that'll be on Kendall. So Nashville Christian keeps it. Let's see what we see. It looks like a 2-3 defense look for the Tigers in the opening part of the game. O'Connor now has the ball outside the three-point line. Drops it off to Pomeroy. Her layup is good, and Nashville Christian enters the scoring. They lead it 2-0. 7 minutes left in the first quarter. Kendall drives to the right, drops it off to Dabney. Now back to Sydney, top of the circle. She thinks about it, and she dragged the pivot foot. The shot was good, but too late. So it's another turnover for USN. Score remains 2-0. Defense receives instructions from Coach Jules. Pomeroy gets it in the line to Miller. Miller loses it out of bounds, but it was deflected by USN. And the Eagles keep it. Miller to throw it in. Count near 5 now, and she doesn't get it in. Tigers get it back. Great defense on the inbounds play. Kendall playing point guard tonight in place of Brett. Crosses over from right to left, throws it in the corner. Leah puts it on the floor. Driving toward the lane, she traveled. Defense did well to cut her off. Tigers still scoreless. A minute and a half into the action now. Score remains 2-0. It's Harper dropping it off to Miller. Driving now is Drake. She kicks it out to Pomeroy. Pomeroy puts it on the floor, then drops it off to O'Connor, and she traveled. A flurry of traveling violations in the early going. Turnovers abound. Scoring is low, remaining now 2-0. Lee, who would you look to here to open the scoring for USN?
I'd probably look to Ella McQuaid just because she's clearly the tallest player on the court, and it seems like it might be a low-scoring game so far with a lot of the mistakes. So those easy 2 points is going to be key for the Tigers tonight.
Tigers had the same idea. They went to McQuaid, but the entry pass was a little too hot and went out of bounds. Eagles had it back. Looking to get around Cindy on the baseline is Drake. And she scores. Now 4-0. Clock running with 5:40 left in the first quarter. Ella looks to set a high screen. Kendall accepts it, gives it to Sydney. Over to Dabney. Dabney for three. Just short. Ella fighting for the rebound. Deflected out of bounds. Tigers keep it. Dabney just off the mark there, nearly had it. Nashville Christian standing out of bounds as if it were their ball. But it is not. The Tigers have it. Dabney to throw it in. Lobs it to Kendall. She's got it. Kendall puts it on the floor, drops it off to Sydney. And the Tigers reset. Sydney now driving left. Floater in the lane. Good. First basket moving for USN comes from the junior Sydney Neal. It's 4-2. Eagles out in front. Miller drives left. Looking to get to the baseline again. It's cut off. Miller has it back. Working against Leah Payne. Lobs it in the corner to Pomeroy. Sydney Neal has her well defended there. O'Connor now has the top of the circle. Back to Pomeroy. Eagles reset the offense. Tigers now have switched to a man-to-man look. Blocked by McQuaid. She is a presence in the middle. We don't have the statistics here, but she must have 5 or 6 blocks a game. Tremendous shot blocker. I believe they're calling the ball out of bounds. Player had her foot out of bounds. Defense not set, and the Eagles take advantage. Coach Shields didn't like that. Neha Sagi quickly to the scorer's table. 6-2 the score in favor of the Eagles. Long two from Leah Payne. Rattle is in. Deficit back to 2 for USN. 6-4 in favor of Nashville Christian. Ooh, getting around Kendall was Miller. And thrower is good, and she's fouled. Nice move by Miller to shake Kendall Burgess. Scoring was fouled by Leah Payne. Leah's first. Neha checks in for Ella. Miller converts. It's a 3-point play. He is in front 9-4. Kendall drives up the right side. Working against Pomeroy. Gets it to Sydney. Sydney puts it on the floor. She tries another floor. It's going to be short. Fighting for the rebound. She was last to touch it, I believe. Yes, and the official concurs. Harper checks back in, replacing Pomeroy. So, the Eagles have rotated their guards in and out. Obi Beckering has checked in the game, seeing her first action. Runner on the way, good. Nice finish from Harper. And the Eagles starting to separate a little bit. Their lead is 7, and they're in a press. In that press, nearly stolen, but it got to Leah. It's a 2-on-2. She attacks the basket. The layup is no good. Too strong. Rebound to O'Connor. Long pass from Miller arrives. Reverse layup is good. Spectacular finish from Harper. And Coach Jules calls for time. 7 points in a row for the Eagles.
Just going to need to get some quick points. A lot of times some of the Eagles players have been pretty open on offense, so you need to shut that down, but really just try to come back to this one as quickly as possible and maybe take a couple of 3-point shots.
We cannot surrender if we're going to win this game. I'm out. Kendall brings it up toward the half-court stripe where she is greeted by Harper. Driving, scoop one-hander, no good. Really, with the rebound, putback is good. The Tigers answer big time. Just what the Tigers needed. It's 13-6. Here comes Harper up the right side. Dribbles behind her back. Drops it off to Oberbreckling. Oberbreckling into the corner to Harper. Oberbreckling loses it out of bounds, and it's a turnover. Scoring a stop for USN, just what they needed. It is 13-6. Neha throws it in to Kendall. Kendall tries to get to the right sideline. She does. And she's fouled. Foul will be on Harper. First team foul on Nashville Christian. Lewis to throw it in. Kendall receives it near the half-court stripe. Trying to get free, can't do it. Dabney now double team. She's in trouble. Steps through. Great job by Dabney to set through the double team. The layup is no good. O'Connor with the rebound. She looks to push. O'Connor drops it off to Bonds. In the middle now. Miller with a two-pointer from 5 feet away. Too easy. And it's back to a 9-point game. Here comes Sydney now. Tigers looking to push. They hit it for Leah, but her pass is too strong, out of bounds. Pomeroy checks back in.
Seems like USN just needs to settle the tempo of the game down because Nashville Christian's getting a lot of fast break points, so they just need to slow the tempo down, and I'm sure they can get back in.
The Tigers have executed pretty well on the half-court offense. Nashville Christian scored in transition more frequently than we have, certainly. Floating one-hander from Pomeroy is no good. Rebound, Kendall Burgess. She's looking to attack the basket. Coach Schultz, just as you said, calling for the Tigers to slow it down. Back up to Sydney. Great pass from Leah Payne. And Sydney traveled, I suppose. Thought there was going to be a foul call, but she traveled first. McQuain checks back in for USN. Clock running with 1:45 left in the first quarter. Tigers trail 15-6. Pomeroy attacks the basket. Now kicks out to Oberbreckling. Oberbreckling with a skip pass to the other side to Bonds. Put on the floor is the floor for William, but I recovered beautifully for Bach. The floor from Kendall is no good. Rebound Lacey. Steal by McQuain. She scores. Hustling near the line now, and Eagles are getting into Lacey. She scores. And just like that, it's back to 9. Dabney hustling. Clean steal. Trying to get it to Neha. It was deflected out of bounds. The Eagles keep it. The pace has quickened considerably here in the last minute of play.
Yes, it has.
Pomeroy to throw it in. Throws it into the corner. Three-pointer on the way. It is off the top of the backboard. Very good. Great outlet from McQuain into the front court. Can Burgess convert the layup? It's stripped away from behind. And the Tigers will keep it. 42.2 seconds remaining in the opening quarter. Tigers trail 17-8. Long pass to Sydney. She puts it on the floor going to the right. Floater from 15 feet. Good. Nice conversion there from Sydney. She's shot well in the early going. 17-10. Eagles out in front. They get it to Pomeroy. Pomeroy drives right. Cut off by Kendall. Bonds now gives it back to Pomeroy. She gets around Dabney. Out of control. Shot no good. 20 seconds now remaining. Coach Jules calls for them to settle it down and no play for the last shot. High screen from McQuain. They switch it. Kendall's in trouble. Gets it to Ella. Ella puts it on the floor now with 5 seconds. Floater is no good. Short. Rebound to Miller. Here comes Miller. Shot at the buzzer is short. And after 8 minutes of basketball from Sperling Gymnasium, their score, Nashville Christian 17. USN Tigers 10. Tigers finished that quarter pretty well, Reed, I thought.
Yeah, I think so too. They did settle the tempo down a little bit. And I really think if they just keep that up, then they can start climbing back in this game.
It looked like it had a chance to get out of control when the lead swelled to 9 points. But the Tigers have continued to chip away. It's now 7. And they need to put a little bit of a run together. I would love to see that. Great to see the cheerleaders in uniform tonight. And in full force. Must be about 30 of them over there. Quite a formidable contingent indeed. The horn sounds signaling the end of the break between quarters. The Tigers break the huddle. It's not quite the starting five for USN. Leah Payne will take a break to start the quarter. Neha Sagi remains in the game for USN. Flashing into the backcourt is Kendall. She receives the inbounds pass, and we're underway here in the second quarter. Kendall's fouled. Yes, that was clear. Fouls on Bonds. And the Tigers will throw it in from the near sideline. Trying for the home run, not there. They get it to Kendall. Kendall attacks the basket. Now this to McQueen. Can McQueen finish? No, but she's fouled. She got a little too close to the basket, and I think that she found that she needed to try to score from directly underneath it. And she couldn't convert, but she was fouled. So she'll have 2 free throws. A deep squat. And the first free throw is just off the mark. Score remains 17-10. Second free throw good. Make it 17-11 in favor of Nashville Christian. Here comes Pomeroy for the Eagles. She picks it up. Cut off by Neha Miller. McQueen going for a steal. Can't get one. But she has Lacey tied up in the corner. Lacey got rid of it to Pomeroy just in time. It goes into the corner now to Miller. Miller tries it three short. Kendall with the rebound. Tigers looking to push. Sydney has it on the baseline. Puts up another floater. Just off the mark. No good. McQueen gets the rebound, but she's over the back. It is Ella's first foul. 7:20 remaining in the first half. 17-11 remains the score. Pomeroy brings it forward. Gets it over to Bonds. Bonds to Miller. Working around the perimeter now. Pomeroy has it. They get it to the high post. Lacey's shot is blocked by McQueen. And there's another block deep in the lane. Looked like it could have been a foul, but nothing was called. Tigers get it back. City now has it again. Going to the floor is the defender. But she recovers. They get it to Dabney. Neha has it. She's blocked by Pomeroy. Because Pomeroy in a 1-on-2 looking to finish herself. Can't do it. Has to dribble back out. Looking for help. Gets it into the lane. Shot is no good by Drake. And McQueen has the rebound. Her outlet pass is nearly stolen. Yes, it is. Lacey has it. Pomeroy with it now. City trying to get a steal. Can't get one. Here's Miller. Puts up a floater from 15 feet. Good. That was a nice shot there. And it's 19-11 in favor of the Eagles. Here's Dabney now surveying the floor. She's guarded by Miller. Kendall has it now. Standing nearly on top of the Tigers' hind paw. Sending with another floater just off the mark. No good. Here come the Eagles the other way with Drake. And it's an offensive foul. Great job by Kendall Burgess to draw the offensive foul. The Tiger bench comes to their feet. Leah checks in, replacing Sydney. .5:56 now, and counting, remaining in the second quarter. 19-11 in favor of Nashville Christian. Kendall drives. The pass was just lost out of bounds. So it's a Tiger turnover, and it's an 8-point game. Pomeroy gets a high screen from O'Connor, throws it into the corner. Miller tries another three. This one is no good as well. Payne has the rebound. Here come the Tigers. They're trying to get it to Burgess in the corner. She's got it. Over to Leah. Leah with an 18-footer, short. Hustling for the rebound is McQueen. She can't get it. Here comes O'Connor the other way. Dabney greets her at half court. Get it down to the baseline to Miller. Blocked again by McQueen and out of bounds. McQueen with a half dozen blocks here in the first half. They lob it into Drake. Drake puts it on the floor, working against Neha. Drops it off to Obi Brecklin. She puts it on the floor. Into the corner now to Miller. Miller throws it down low. McQueen couldn't stop that shot. Shot was good by O'Connor. And it's now a 10-point game, 21-11. Eagles in front. Kendall splits the defense beautifully, puts up a floating left-hander, no good. Here with the rebound, her putback is good. 21-13 Eagles, and the official has some things to say to McQuain and O'Connor. Everybody seems happy now, and the Tigers retreat on defense. 21-13 the score. Pass is tipped. Pomeroy drops it off to Miller. Miller to O'Connor. O'Connor trying to get around McQuain. Good defense, can't do it. Three-pointer on the way from Pomeroy. Well, too strong off the backboard, no good. The putback is likewise no good. Rebound, McQuain. Her outlet to Dabney. Caught her by surprise and went out of bounds. Dabney didn't care for it. So the Eagles have it back, leading by 8 points as we approach the halfway mark remaining in the second quarter. Driving left-hand layup, no good. Burgess now has it. Tigers come back the other way. Dabney at the left sideline. Kendall right down the middle. Gets it to Leah on the right side. Leah puts it on the floor. She tries to floater from 15 feet, no good. Dabney has it on the baseline. Lob to McQuain, she has it. Turnaround. Beautifully done. Ella McQuain with a great finish, and the Tigers have cut it to 6, 21-15. Ella McQuain tried for a steal, and she committed a foul. It is her second of the first half, and with that, she'll head to the bench. Ella's been fantastic on defense here in the first half, and the Tigers would love to have her out of foul trouble in the second half. O'Connor from the free throw line is no good, but it's an offensive rebound to Harper. Harper gets it in the lane to Overbrecken. 12-footer is no good. Sydney the rebound. Coach Shields calls for time. She wants a 30-second timeout. She can sense the Tigers are getting back into this game. If we can continue to put a little run together here, this is anybody's game in the second half.
Yeah, and it seems like blocking shots has been a huge point of success for USN's defense. So I think continuing to do so will be huge for the Tigers getting back in this game. And with these 3 minutes left in the first quarter, or the first half, and the 16 minutes next half.
So many times the great plays on defense, like the block shot, lead to points on the offensive end. And that's often been the case for USN here this evening. And it'll be interesting to see who is the leader of the defense, with Ella McQuain on the bench having 2 fouls here late in the first half. Scoreboard showing 3 minutes 19 seconds remaining in the second quarter. USN trails 21-15, but they have possession and have scored the last 4. And another basket here will go a very long way indeed. Leah Payne will throw it in for USN. Tigers trailing by 6. Kendall has it now. Looks to get to the right sideline. It's deflected out of bounds. I thought there was a foul there, but the officials have not called it terribly tight. Only 4 fouls aside thus far. It doesn't look like any team is going to get into the bonus here in the first half. Sending it a long 2. Banked it in. Big shot there for USN. It's 21-17. Tigers crawling back into this one. O'Connor picks up her dribble, drops it off to Harper. Harper attacks the lane. Kicks it out to Lacey. Lacey puts it on the floor. It's deflected out of bounds by Sydney. Eagles keep it. 2:53 now. Left in the first half. Overbrecken will throw it in. Gets it to Lacey. Lacey traveled.
A long 2 from Sydney seems like it might be a momentum changer in this game because the Eagles have looked somewhat lost ever since.
Yeah, that's very true. Eagles continue to substitute frequently. Wide open in the front court is Sydney. Can she make the left-hand layup? No, it's just off to the right near half-fighting for the rebound. She has it. Puts it on the floor. Looking to pass to Leah. She gets it there. Left layup is good. And the Tigers are scoring in a row. 21-19, Eagles in front. Hustling the other way, Eagles now. Down to Marina O'Connor. She throws it out to Pomeroy. Gets it back at the high post. Drops it to Pomeroy. It's loose on the floor. Pomeroy to the floor. No hot to the floor. Mad scramble. It's tied up. And possession now favors USN. It will be Tiger basketball with a chance to tie it up. Oh, there was a mistake at the scorer's table. And the alternate possession actually in favor of the Eagles. So they'll have it. They throw it into the corner. Wide open is Harper. She tries a three. Air ball. Too strong. Here comes Kendall the other way. Eyes up all the way. Gets it to Sydney on the opposite baseline, but she traveled. So the Tigers give it back. Score remains 21-19 in favor of Nashville Christian. 2:15 now remaining in the first half. Harper drops it off to O'Connor on the right baseline. O'Connor dribbles back to the top of the circle. Gets it over to Sizemore. Now back to Pomeroy. She puts it on the floor working against Sydney. Clock down to 2 minutes now. Looking for a high screen. Gets one. Passes it up. Throws it to Overbecker in the corner. Shot fake. 15-footer from the baseline is good. Rattles in. So just like that, it's back to a two-possession game. Tigers break the press. Wide open is Neha in the front court. The defenders close the gap. It's loose on the floor, and it's tied up again. This time, possession now is in favor of USA. So the Tigers keep it with 1:42 left in the first half. Gladney looking to throw it in. Gets it to Sydney. Sydney shoots from 12 feet. Good. Eagles call for time. 99 seconds remaining in the opening half. The score, Nashville Christian 23, USN 21. 10-2 run here for the Tigers. They're right back in this game.
And just like we said, playing good defense and capitalizing on those offensive opportunities has been huge. Now the Tigers are right back into this game off some fast breaks.
And it was very dangerous when it was a 7-point game and Ellen McQueen had to go to the bench. But the Tigers have regrouped very well and even managed to close the deficit. Down now just to 2 points, and we'll see if they can do any better than that in the waning moments here of the first half. It'll be Harper to throw it in for Nashville Christian. She gets it to Pomeroy, and the Eagles come the other way. Pomeroy drops it to Drake. Drake dribbles to the right. Leah Payne has her well guarded all the way. Hand off to Pomeroy. Pomeroy steps back. Gives it to Harper. Harper attacks the baseline. Nothing there. Sydney with a steal. Great defense again. Sydney getting double teamed now up high. Leah puts on the floor. Shot from the foul line is too strong. No good. Rebound Pomeroy. Dabney cuts her off and deflects it out of bounds. Minute and 1 now left in the first half. 23-21 remains the score. Eagles basketball approaching the half-court stripe. Harper walks it up. Gets a high screen from Drake. Nice little high low game, but Drake got too close to the basket. The ball hit the underside of the rim. Here come the Tigers the other way. Burgess puts it on the floor, attacks the basket. Layup is off the mark, no good, but she's fouled by Oberbreckling. And she'll go to the free throw line with a chance to tie this game. 44.8 seconds remain in the first half. 3 dribbles, a shot. It's just short. Still a 2-point game. Second try is on the way. Too strong. Rebound is loose, but Harper has it. And we've got a foul in the backcourt. Not so bad a foul, I think. Tigers had plenty to give. And it looked like there might have been an opportunity there for Harper to push for a transition bucket. So now they have to reset. Clock running with 40 seconds. Dabney guarding Harper all the way. That's a foul. Yes, clearly. Dabney stepped in. So it is the 6th team foul on USN. Dabney's first. That's a little bit of Dabney's soccer defense, which is so effective, as we all know, if you've seen a USN soccer game. But on the basketball court, some of those moves are out of place. Nice pass, but it caught the offensive player by surprise. Although they say it's out off USN, and the Eagles keep it. 27.7 now. Inbounds pass is received by Noah. Sprints between his fingers. She has it. Puts it to the corner. They ask it no, but it's a foul. Good foul by O'Connor to prevent the layup. And 2 more free throws on the way for Kendall Burgess. First free throw is just off the mark, no good. Pomeroy checks back in the last half minute of the second quarter. Burgess back at the line with the ball. 3 dribbles. Shot is good. Miller checks back in as well. She's tried many three-pointers thus far tonight, but is yet to make one. 23-22, Eagles in front, 24.7 left in the first half. Harper with it now working against Dabney. Dabney receives defensive instructions, trying to force her to the left. Harper gets to the right, drops it off to Oberbreckland. Clock running now with 12. Miller has it, trying to get free from Dabney. Can't do it. Great defense. Simply comes over to help. It's deflected out of bounds. The Eagles keep it. Great hustle on defense by USN. Coach loves it. Can the Tigers get a stop here in the final 4.3 seconds? Miller to throw it in. She has the ball. Gets it into Pomeroy. Clock running with 2 seconds. Can they get a shot off? It's blocked by Sidney Neal. And the first half comes to a close with the Tigers on an 11-2 run. New score halfway through tonight's action. Nashville Christian 23, USN 22. We're going to have a great second half of action for you in 10 short minutes. We're going to take a break. We'll see you in 10 minutes.
Zip ties, and we used to tie that camera down to keep it from wiggling around. But we haven't had anything fall. Thankfully. Yeah, I know.
Nashville Christian.
I guess we tweeted it. We tweeted the link. Maybe they follow us on Twitter.
Do you have any other schools do this kind of stuff?
I don't know. I don't think they do it like we do it. I think that like they film games, but I don't think they do what we do.
I know in football ends with this commentary.
Yeah.
They might do it in basketball, but I know.
It's a bigger deal at Edgewood than it is.
I think
in our
NBA
division.
might do commentary for football too. But I think for other sports, it's just like film games. Maybe that's
Yeah.
like big games. What do you think of those team shoes? I think it's like not really our shade of blue.
Yeah, it's kind of more like turquoise. They don't look like they fit. They look too big. I don't know. Maybe I'm wrong.
I guess there must have just not been a maroon option.
Yeah.
Like, I feel like there could have been better. Maybe it just looked more like a color online.
We had
Looks
that
like-
happen a couple of years ago. So I coached golf, and we ordered these uniforms and we thought they looked great. It was like white shorts and Columbia blue shirts, and the shirts came in and they were like blue-green. They looked horrible. We looked like the Miami Dolphins. And sometimes, but online, like we even did an RGB match on like a color match online. It was like, this is perfect. This is exactly our color, and then when we got it, it was all wrong.
They look like Tulane shoes right now.
Yeah. Here we go.
Both teams and the officials make their way back to the floor. The scoreboard is restored to 8 minutes. And we prepare to start the third quarter of action. It's a 1-point game. Nashville Christian out in front, 23-22. Both teams in a sort of huddle. Tigers on the floor, the Eagles on the visiting bench. It will be Nashville Christian ball to start the third. Miller to throw it in, gets it to Pomeroy, and we're underway. Pomeroy working to the right. Flashing up to the top is Miller, puts it on the floor. Now Harper has it, picks up the dribble, back to Pomeroy. Pomeroy down low to the baseline to Miller. She dribbles back out. Tries to go behind the back. And Pomeroy has it again. Near the half-court stripe. Gives it to Drake. Drake over to Miller, going down low is O'Connor. Turnaround shot, good. And it's a big basket for Nashville Christian. They restore their lead to 3. 25-22. Dabney with the ball now. Double team, tied up. It's a jump ball. The Tigers will keep it. City to throw it in. Tigers stack it up. Ella calling for it. Ella has it. Turnaround 10-footer. No good. Miller has the rebound. Miller up the left side. Gets it to Pomeroy. Pomeroy trying to go left. O'Connor now has it. She attacks McQueen. Shot is good. Nice finish by O'Connor. She has 2 quick buckets. It's 27-22. Just like that, the Nashville Christian lead is back to 5. Floater no good from Kendall. She has her own rebound. Shot no good. And the loose ball is gathered by Pomeroy. Looked like she dribbled it and then walked out of bounds, came back in and picked it back up. Coach Schultz wanted to travel, didn't get one. Attacking the baseline is Pomeroy. Her shot is no good. Will Payne has it and the Tigers slow it down. Here's Leah trying to get to McQueen, can't do it. O'Connor with a steal. Doesn't have the numbers, 2 on 3 going right at Payne. Left-hander is good. O'Connor scores again.
Seems like Nashville Christian doing just what USN did at the end of last half.
Turning the defense into offense. Tigers haven't really shot in the second half. Turnovers have hurt. Payne picks it up now. Dribbles up to the top of the circle. Tigers reset. McQueen wants it in the high post, can't get it. Pass is deflected, Sydney has it. Dribbles to the right, well guarded by Miller. Tries to shoot from 18 feet. Shot is blocked. Miller to O'Connor again. O'Connor kicks it out this time. Pomeroy for 3. No good, Dabney the rebound. Came over to Coach Jules for the play. And the Tigers look to answer on the other end. 6 unanswered for Nashville Christian to start the second half. They get it to Leah. Leah attacks the baseline, not much room. McQueen with the putback, no good, it's deflected. Leah keeps it and throws it off of Pomeroy out of bounds. Great job. She heads to the bench. Great play there. Dabney to throw it in as the gym goes quiet. Cheerleaders restore a bit of volume. Cindy floated from the baseline side of the backboard. Gets a hand on the rebound but can't control it. Miller had a good position. Cindy ready for a steal. She's got one. Can she roll it in? She does! 29-24 now. He goes back in front by only 5. O'Connor puts it on the floor, attacking McQueen. Kicks it back out. 3-pointer on the way from Drake is no good. Rebound Kendall. Clock continuing to run. Kendall with a floater, and there's a foul called. It's an offensive foul on Kendall. I didn't see that. Checking in is Lacey for the Eagles. They lead by 5 and they have the ball. Clock running with 4:12 left in the third quarter. Cindy knows for still doesn't get one. O'Connor has it again. Puts it on the floor. Gives it to Pomeroy, working against Burgess. Now to O'Connor. O'Connor gets around McQueen, attacks the lane, gets around Neha, lays it in. O'Connor has all 8 in the second half for Nashville Christian. Their lead is back to 7. Here's Kendall. Tries to find Neha. Nothing there. It's a steal. Here comes Miller. Miller gets it to O'Connor, working against Neha. Kicks it out now to Harper. Harper traveled, yes indeed. A little indecisive there, and she gave it away. Tigers had it back with 3:20 left in the third, and a 7-point deficit. Here comes Kendall now. Trying it left, back cut to Sydney. Sydney has it. Shot was blocked. Tigers fighting for it, but O'Connor has it and she's fouled. The foul is on Sydney, which is a blessing for the Tigers. It could have been McQueen's third, but it goes on Sydney instead. The Eagles trade passes at the top of the circle. Pomeroy decides to try a 3. Well off the mark, no good. Tigers can't control the rebound, but it's out of bounds off Lacey. And USN has it back. Here comes Kendall now. Switching over from right to left. Nice little hesitation dribble. Her shot's blocked by O'Connor. They get it to Bonds. Bonds up ahead to Miller. Sydney cuts her off. Nice crossover dribble behind the back, but she lost the handle. Dabney has it now. 2:22 left in the third quarter. Eagles lead by 7. Dabney with a moving screen, I think, yes. Yeah. Dabney doesn't like the call, but I think it was the right call. Dabney's second in the third, team foul on USN in the third quarter. Bonds has it working against Neha, gets it back up to the top. Gets it back now. O'Connor into the lane, running shot blocked by McQueen. Loose ball, Tigers can't get it. But the pass is thrown away, it's going to be a backcourt violation, yes. The Nashville Christian faithful believe it was deflected and there's going to be a conference. The discussion appears very intense indeed. And the Tigers will keep it. The Eagles fans seem more frustrated still than before. And they let their frustration be known. Their lead is 7. Dabney loses it, and she commits another foul.
Seems like USN's starting to develop a bit of a student section in the middle of the court. So, momentum's been shifting this game. Hopefully the students can get loud for the Tigers, help get them going.
We'd love to see the greatest student section in all of Tennessee get the Tigers fired up to get back into this one. It's a double dribble. Tigers have it back. City to throw it in. Here comes Kendall. Just left. of center. Now crossing over to the right. Finds Sidney in the lane. Great pass. Yeah, no good. O'Connor with another rebound. Eagles looking to push now. Here comes Pomeroy. She gets it to O'Connor. O'Connor throws it into the corner. Lacey tries a long three. Too strong. No good. Sidney has the rebound. And out it's to Kendall. We're down to 1 minute now in the third quarter. Tigers have scored only a pair of points in this quarter. They try to get it to Neha. Passing lane not there. Tigers lose it. Here comes Bonds the other way. Her layup is good. And just like that, it's back to a 9-point game. Tigers in desperate need of a basket here, trailing by 9, 40 seconds left in the third quarter. Kendall drops off to Sidney. Sidney with a shot fake, puts it on the floor, puts up a runner, no good. Neha has the rebound. She shoots. She's fouled. Big offensive rebound there. And Neha will go to the line for 2 shots. And a chance to reduce the deficit from 9 to 7. Shot room's out, no good. Second one is good. 33-25, Nashville Christian out in front. Will they play for one shot? But we have to get something a little more quickly. Bonds picks up the dribble, steps in, kicks it back out to Pomeroy. Bonds gets it back. Open down low. Kicking it back out now, and the Eagles lose it. Here comes USN. Sidney calling for it. They can't get it to her. Clock now showing 7 seconds. Moore has it. They get it to Neha. She's open with 2. She gets it back. Her shot is good. Oh, but she's fouled. Just in the nick of time. And with time expired, now will shoot 2 free throws. Falls on Pomeroy. It is her first. And the team second on Nashville Christian. 2 big free throws here for Neha. The first is good. The second is likewise good, and Neha fights off a smile as she heads to the bench, but you can tell she was happy to make those 2. 33-27 your score through 24 minutes of basketball.
Seems like those free throws are just what USN needed to get that momentum again. We'll see how they carry it into the next quarter.
It will be Eagle basketball to start the fourth, and a stop and a score would be just the thing. And it would certainly be anybody's game here in these final 8 minutes. I would say it's been a game of runs. Nashville Christian had a stronger first quarter than USN. USN dominated the second, but the third quarter very clearly went to the Eagles, and hopefully that trend of alternation will continue here in the fourth quarter.
Yeah, this game seems to be going up and down for each team. You know, one minute Eagles, it's working for them, and then next quarter USN gets it. So yeah, hopefully this quarter will go similarly to the second one.
Fourth quarter is our quarter. Let's go get it. Tigers break the huddle with great enthusiasm. It will be Ellen McQueen, Kendall Burgess, Sidney Neal, Neha Sagi, and Arna Moore on the floor to start the fourth. They hustle to the defensive goal. Clock running now, and the fourth quarter is underway. Outstanding basketball game to start the evening thus far. It's been a lot of fun. They try to get it back to O'Connor. She was the main source of scoring in the third quarter for Nashville Christian. It's his own defense here for USN. They try to get into the middle, they do. Kick it back out. Pomeroy thinks about it, thinks better of it. Now skip past Overbrecken. Back over to Bonds. Bonds drives the lane. Shot blocked by McQueen. It's loose, but the Tigers still corral it. Pass is loose again. Nashville Christian has it. Another skip pass over to Bond. She has it. And Nashville Christian looks like they might be trying to run the clock out here for the whole 8 minutes. Let's see what success they have with that. Not being too aggressive thus far on offense. Over to Pomeroy. They get it down low to Clever. She shoots and scores. Devastating possession there. They ran 1 minute and 15 seconds off the clock and scored. Their lead is 8 points at 35-27. They try to get the Sydney. Great pass and she's fouled. Very challenging entry pass there. It got right onto the hands of Sydney Neal. Just perfectly.
Although early in this game it seemed USN was doing well with the slow tempo, now that Nashville Christian's holding it, they might have to score a lot of points up tempo. So we'll see how that works out for the Tigers.
Now I think Nashville Christian might be content to try to get to 37 points and hope that that's enough to win this game.
I think so. I can see that.
They were very deliberate certainly on the previous offensive possession, and we'll see what they do on their next one. Sydney's first free throw is off the mark, but her second is good. 35-28, 7-point margin at the moment, clock running with 6 minutes and 30 seconds. Miller and Harper exchange some passes, as is Oberbeckling. 25 feet from the basket, they get it down to the baseline. Now Oberbeckling has it back, they throw it down underneath. Ella McQueen gets a hand on it, it's loose. Miller fighting for it, she has it. Gets it to Kendall, Tigers had it back. Tigers fans bring a little more volume. Sydney couldn't get it under control, but McQueen got it back and scored. The ball bounced right into McQueen's hands, just what the Tigers needed. 35-30 to score, 5-point game. 6 minutes now and running. Miller and Harper and Oberbeckling around the perimeter. One dribble, picks it up, gets it down low. O'Connor wide open, shot is short. McQueen the rebound. Kendall has it. Jogs up the middle, working against Harper. Gets it to Moore in the corner. Moore dribbles to the left now. Looks to spin right, picks it up. Looking for help, gets it to Kendall. Open is Neha. Neha has it on the baseline, gets it over to Sydney. Sydney circles back out, thinks about a shot, thinks better of it. Gets it to Moore. Moore looking for help now, picks up the dribble. Nothing there. And Coach Jules calls for time. That's a good timeout there. Tigers a little out of sync on offense. 30-second timeout.
Seems like now the deficit is only 5. USN can go back to their preferred tempo, which is really good for them. It's really good that they got those few points, whatever they did.
This is a big possession here. Tigers with any basket will cut it to a single possession.
If Nashville Christian does keep up this slow tempo on offense, so USN's going to have to capitalize on every offensive opportunity because there won't be very many.
Very true.
Things stay the same.
Tiger defense thus far in the fourth quarter has been stifling, and they're going to remain that way if they're going to win this game. Dabney to throw it in from under the offensive goal. Pass is deflected out of bounds. Tigers keep it. Dabney will try it again. Ooh, the pass is stolen. Never got to Sydney. Here comes Pomeroy working against Sydney. Good defense. And we've got an offensive foul. So they're going to give Sydney a charge taken on that one.
It's huge for USN. Not only to keep Nashville Christian from scoring, but now they have possession. Big play.
I'm not sure that Sydney was set, but that's how the official saw it. I was worried it was going to be a blocking call, but we got it. Tigers trail by 5. They try to find Neha. Pass is deflected. Neha gathers it anyway. Gets it to McQueen. McQueen shoots from 8 feet. Good!
Wow, way to keep them down.
35-32, goes out in front. Clock running with 4:45. We go to O'Connor. She kicks it out to the other side. She traveled, dragged the pivot from. You can see it from up there. Student section on their feet now. They can sense the tide is turning in this one. Kendall with the basketball. Inside 4:40 now. Looking for a high screen from McQueen. Passes to McQueen. McQueen shoots from 12 feet. Good again!
Just like we said, this fourth quarter is looking just like the second one.
It certainly is thus far. Lots of basketball remaining to be played. Three-pointer on the way from Pomeroy. It's no good. McLean the rebound. Quick outlet to Dabney. Coach Jules wants to settle down. Dabney gathers it in, gets it over to Kendall. Looking for Neha. Neha has it on the baseline. Neha Swarm gets it over to Sydney. She tries up over and she's fouled.
Here comes a perfect opportunity for USN to take the first lead of the game.
No better time to do it than in the fourth quarter. 4 minutes, 6 seconds remaining. Tigers trail by a single point. We're tied. .35, 7 unanswered for the Tigers at just the right time. They get over and the Tigers are out in front. 36-35. The parents start a chain of defense. Harper has it working against Dabney. Dabney trying to force her left all the way. She does a great job. Miller has the ball working against Kendall. Nothing doing. Back over to Harper, and we've got a timeout.
This game looks like it's shaping up to have a finish just like the homecoming game last year against Nashville Christian, where it came down to a buzzer beater.
That was an outstanding game. And we've been lucky to see a great one here thus far. But I wouldn't mind it, Reed, if we ran away and won by 10 points. That'd be okay with me. You get to be a little older, as I am, and you realize you don't need the stress anymore. We don't need any more good games. Let them win comfortably if they can do it. Coach Jules instructing the team on defensive strategy.
Defense is going to be key in these last few minutes.
She's very intense but very calm at the same time. Talking about angles to the delight of math teachers everywhere. The Tigers resume their place on the floor. They're on the defensive end, nursing a 1-point lead. Eagles throw it in to Harper. Back to Miller now. Miller over to Harper. Back to Miller. Working against the zone defense. Kendall on the floor. Back to her feet now. O'Connor has it on the baseline. Back to Miller. Eagles struggling to find anything on offense right now. The zone has been a great switch. Get it over to Miller. Miller puts it on the floor, dribbles back out. Harper has it now. Back to Miller. Foul comes to their feet, loving the defense, and there's a foul by McLean on the floor. That'll be her third and USN's fifth. So not really in serious foul trouble at the moment. 3 minutes, 11 seconds left in regulation time. The Tiger lead is a single point, 36-35. They lob it into Drake. Drake shoots from the elbow. Good. That stops the run and puts the Eagles back in front by a single point, 37-36. Neha has it over in the corner. Kendall flashes through, but the pass into the feet. It's a turnover. Here comes Harper sprinting into the front court. Gets past Neha. Throws it over to the side. Miller looking for space. Can't find any. Clock running now with 2:44. It's a travel by Drake.
Turnovers like these are the Tigers really need to capitalize on late in this game.
Every possession is huge now. Lead going back and forth at a single point per side on the last few possessions. Kendall sets up the offense. No one really moving without the ball at the moment. Kendall looking to get free. Now Dabney has it. Shoots an 18-footer. Too strong, no good. The ball's loose. Kendall has it. Offensive rebound. Tries it into McLean, but it's stolen by O'Connor. Dabney commits another foul. That is the 6th on USN, and the next one will send the Eagles to the foul line for 1-1. Clock running with 2:12 now. Going into the lane now is Drake. She tries to shoot. It's blocked out of bounds. Eagles keep it. Eagles looking to throw it in, and it'll be Drake to throw it in. Lobs it to Lacey. She's got it. Gets it to O'Connor working against Sydney. Her turnaround is no good. The ball's on the floor. Kimball's on the floor. It's tied up. Possession arrow points for the Tiger goal. USN has it back under 2 minutes now. 1:58 showing on the scoreboard. It's 37-36 in favor of the Eagles. Kimball receives the offensive call from Coach Jules. And Dabney runs into motion, sets it down screen. Sydney coming free into the lane. Pass is taken away by Lacey. Here comes Miller the other way. Miller fires it over. Now Harper has it. 1:30 now and running. Miller with the ball 40 feet away. Eagles now exchanging passes back and forth. They are trying to run it out. Clock now to 1:15. Harper has it. Trying to get around McQueen. She does. Now circles back out. Kendall trying to get a 5 count. Tigers in desperate need of one. It's been picked up. Dabney goes for a steal. Can't get one. Clock down to 1 minute. And Dabney stuck her leg out. That's going to be her 5th. And that's going to send Harper to the line for for 1 in the bonus. Excuse me. So Coach Jules will have to go to the bench. And we haven't seen Leah Payne at all. And she's not on the bench, so she must not be well. We certainly send her our best wishes. She came out early in the second quarter. The front end of a 1-on-1 topples in. And the lead is now 2. Second free throw is likewise good. It's a 3-point game and the Tigers throw the ball out of bounds. Devastating turnover.
Now with a 3-point lead and the ball for the Eagles, that is going to be hard to overcome for USN.
Tigers are going to have to foul, I think, and send them to the line for the 1-and-1, try to get possession back. Let's see if they do. Probably take a few seconds to try to get a turnover, but the seconds are all precious at the moment. Harper now with the ball working against Moore. Moore now has it. And there's a foul. 13 seconds lost. Foul's on Sydney. Miller goes to the line for 1 in the bonus. The first free throw is good, and that makes it a 2-possession game, 40-36. Second free throw rattles around and in. 41-36. Eagles in front. Here comes Kendall. And we've got a timeout. Coach Jules calls for time. 36.5 remaining in regulation time. The Tigers trail by 5. Reed, what's the recipe for us to come out of this one with a comeback victory?
I think they just need to score as fast as possible. And I think for victory, they might rely on a mistake from Nashville Christian on offense. But they're going to need to get the ball fast somehow. And the Eagles seem to be sinking the free throws pretty well lately. So sending them to the line is going to be hard to execute.
That's always the key when you're trying to protect the lead late, and the Eagles have done a great job making free throws here late in the fourth quarter.
And credit to Nashville Christian for holding onto the lead the way they did. It almost slipped away again, but they held on to it. They came back in this game when they were down a point. So credit to them.
Tigers went in front briefly, 36-35. Since then, it's been 6 consecutive points for the Eagles. And the Tigers will have to stop that on this possession if they're to have any chance of victory. Sidney Neal will throw it in. Kimball receives it. Clock running. 33 seconds. Tigers got to hurry. Time is a factor. Sydney now in the corner. Gets to the baseline. Launches a floater. No good. Rebound Pomeroy. Tigers have got a foul. 5-point game. Harper now has it. Gets it forward. Drake now with the ball. Drake picks it up. And it's a foul by Sydney Neal.
I think City's been one of the most reliable scorers this game, so if USN gets the ball on offense again, I think they should look to her immediately.
It's getting to the point where we're going to need some 3-point shots. And it's a miss. McQueen the rebound.
Huge rebound for USN, but they need to score right
Brooke
away.
has it. 12 seconds. Sydney now has it. 3-pointer on the way. Banks it in! Timeout USN! Oh my!
Wow, what a huge shot from Neal. I think that was the first 3-point attempt of the night for USN.
I believe you're right. And what a shot it was. Just in the nick of time. Somehow it's a 2-point game again. The officials seem to be laughing. They can't believe that they banked it in. Or they're laughing about something else altogether. Who can say? 7.8 seconds showing on the scoreboard. It's a 2-point game. USN with 9 fouls. So the next one will send Nashville Christian line for 2 shots. And I'm sure that's just what we'll see.
Just like last year, this game seems to be a classic, and at this point last year, I think USN was winning, so maybe the opposite will happen, and the Tigers will go away with the win this time.
Turning into one of the great matchups in all of Division II. Got to be a quick foul for USN on defense. The official informs Pomeroy that she may run the baseline. Ella trying to get any kind of deflection she can. Trying to get a foul count. They get it into Harper. It's got to be a foul. It's got to be a foul. They don't get it. Foul.
Finally a foul, but if they make these 2 free throws, the game is over.
It took far too long to foul. You can't. You have 7 seconds. You can't use 5. The first free throw is good from Miller.
This is the game right here.
42-39. Eagles in front. Second free throw is good. Watch free throws from Miller. They get into Kendall with 2 seconds. She launches from half court. And it's no good and the ball game is over. Tough loss for the Tigers tonight. Credit to the Eagles for a strong finish. They hang on to win it, 43-39.
Credit to both teams. Even though it was a loss, the Tigers fought hard.
Sure did. It was a great game to watch. We certainly enjoyed watching it. Loved the effort from both teams. We're going to take a short break, 15 minutes, and we'll be back with tonight's boys game at that time. Hope to see you then.
I ain't gonna say too much, but speaking on it, they stop. Opposition still, but they get it out. You a lost we can make it run. All killing niggas can chop a sign. Yes.
Niggas on uptown, that boy like a boss down. Yeah, oh, then I keep running from that nigga, standing up the hot. In the kitchen, when they go out, do this like a mother hot. On the kitchen, we were in it, that's the same as such a. Get that bitch to the enemy, to the shot. She didn't think this money, you know, with the brother, and that you know, that is different color. Say that so me, I can make no money, this is you. I'm not money, in the head, I think about you, who you're doing, I hate you with that, you know, so good on the kick it like it's judo. Let you look at OG, since I'm 42, and when we get on my road, I'm gonna dog it like I'm Cujo. Heard that you come to the road, cut it out, spicy with me to the road, bust it down, so come on to the door, bust it out. Talk to me, so do what you really want. Pipe down, throwing up shots, first we shut them down, then we open that shot. Money's nigga hard, cause he can't show my God, they been trying to stop the water, but the water don't stop. Uptown, nigga, tumble down, but they see him up now, nigga. Heading high, cause I'm rolling on my crown, nigga. Never told me to do the ups and downs, nigga. And if I do say it's a couple brown, nigga. Only way I'm better cautious. I just keep spinning, only way to make them nauseous. Demon on mommy like salsa with a dip. I'm just trying to see you dance, salsa with a dip. Whoa, they went down, she came up, you know. Y'all take shots, y'all aim up, you know. Hey, don't know, but we fly high, you know. Talk is cheap, free Wi-Fi, whoa. Heard that you come to the road, cut it out, spicy with me to the road, bust it down, so come on to the door, bust it out. Talk to me, so do what you really want. Pipe down, throwing up shots, first we shut them down, then we open up shop. Money's nigga hard, cause he can't show me God, they been trying to stop the water, but the water don't
take it that I'm gonna put us down. Walk in with stop, don't cut with pity, rest
come instead of dangerous when you see me. Blow quick and let it go for any. Kick down your door, post up on your front porch, you ain't leaving. I'ma leave it away when I came here for not what you say. You don't take it down, I'm going to put us on. Won't give a stop, I'm gonna pin it back up in my hands. And we ain't coming for the loose, we want it all. So these DDs, so something they got to free me. I don't want to be the enemy, push your head, I push your back. I ain't got nothing but a double, a black card, and beside my family. In the bed, it's just some things that will stop me. Just in your back, inside of the back door, and it give me the anger. See you in your back door, and I got the anger. Wake up in the morning, get fresh as a bitch, I'm walking in your small. Don't talk at the ball, just think I'ma finish my promotion. Taking the drugs, buying the kids, every night when I sleep, I think about the north side, where I'm going the whole side. Before we can see, print where you get it, I'm sorry. I'ma leave you away when I came here for not what you say. You don't want to take it down, don't go down with us now. Won't be able to stop, I'm good with picking rocks up in my hands. And we ain't coming for the news, we want it all. Smoke drugs, cause I need it. So I'm cooking come instead of dangerous when you see me. Blow quick and let it go, it's me. Keep on your phone, post up on your front porch, you ain't leaving.
Started to warm us off, which helps. Trying not to have a green thing smell, feels was only what you also fun to do. It's always, the other team always makes an iPad. One time, like last week, I did this.
Why?
I think the worst fans of points that I need.
I can't hate DC either because I play hockey for it.
That's kind of
So I kind of gotta. And I went to one of their football games.
I support DC football. Everything else like I guess DC.
We only have 4 DCA players on our team though. So it's like, let's see.
For those of you just joining us for tonight's boys basketball game, we are pleased to welcome the Eagles of Nashville Christian to the University School of Nashville. This game is being played according to the rules of TSSAA. These rules provide for fair competition among players. Spectators can help promote good sportsmanship by observing the rules of fair play. Everyone is requested to take personal responsibility for keeping the game at a high level of sportsmanship. And now, ladies and gentlemen, let's meet tonight's stars. First, for the visiting
All right,
Eagles,
here we go.
Number 2, Luke Catalog. Number 4, Donnie Smith. Number 10, Jalen Marsh. Number 25, Warren Anderson. Number 33, Caitlin Tyson. And now for your USN Tigers. Number 4, Bobby Lowe. And number 33, Graham Elliott.
Welcome back, everybody, for a nice boys game. Tigers getting ready to tip it off against Nashville Christian. Tigers in the familiar white uniforms, Columbia blue trim and Columbia blue lettering. Nashville Christian, the navy blue with orange trim, orange lettering. Graham Elliott for USN to jump up against Tyson, and the Tigers have the opening tip. Rex advances into the front court, gets it to Bobby Lowe, top of the circle. Gets a high screen from Graham. Over to Henry. Henry gets it to Russ. Russ attacks the foul line. He's cut off. Adam Miller now has it 25 feet away. Gets a screen from Graham. Launches an 18-footer. Off to the left. No good. Gets his own rebound. Russ trying to fight his way into the lane. Can't do it. Graham tries it through the top of the circle. Sure, no good. Marsh with the rebound for Nashville Christian. He fires into the front court. Cuddler has it. Tries to get around Graham. And his layup is no good. But he's fouled. First foul of the evening sends Cottle onto the line for 2 shots. The first is good. As is the second. So it's a quick 2-0 lead for the Eagles. Bobby moves up to the front court and is greeted at the half-court stripe by Smith. Battle of number 4s as he gets it over to Adam Miller. Drops it to Graydon, who quickly checks in. As Graham has a quick foul. Ball's loose. Adam has it. Dribbles to the left. Gets a screen from Graydon. Looking to free himself from Tyson, launches a 3. Well, short, no good. Bobby has the offensive rebound, gets it to Russ in the corner, gets it back. Here comes Graydon for another screen, double screen up high. And Bobby's tied up, and he ties it up. Ball came loose. Bobby retied it up, but alternate possession favoring the Eagles. Edwards to throw it in, throws it into the backcourt to Smith. Tigers in a little bit of a pressure look here. Now they sink back into the defense. Are we going to see the Tiger 1-3-1? Looks like a 2-3 at the moment. And perhaps switching into a man-to-man. attacking the baseline, getting into the middle with Tyson. He has it, trying to free himself, can't do it. Loose ball, and it's out of bounds off the Tigers. Eagles get it back. They lead 2-0, 6:16 left in the opening stanza of play. Smith to throw it in. Gets it into Anderson. He tries a three, rattles out, just off the mark. Nice rebound by Bobby. He hustles it forward to Russ. Russ picks up the dribble, gets it back to Bobby. Bobby heading to the left side. Now coming back to the right. Over to Adam on the right wing. Glenn looking to post against Tyson. Adam tries another three. Good. The Tigers have an early lead here, 3-2. Continuing to pressure the ball. The Eagles get into the front court with Catalone. Gets it over to Marsh. Marsh down the baseline to Tyson. Tyson attacks the day. Tries to free himself from Graydon, but traveled. Tyson doesn't like the call. Could have been an offensive foul just as well, I thought. I thought he really lowered his shoulder and put it into Graydon's chest. Scretchen checks in. Off the bench. Miller for three again. Good! Adam Miller missed his first three-pointer, but made two in a row, and the Tigers open up a 6-2 lead. Marsh sprints up the right sideline now, settles it down. Over to Smith. Smith calls out the offense. Over to Anderson. Anderson fires in the corner to Callum. Tyson looking to post up, trying to get his way around Graydon. Graydon, nice defense, but the layup is good. Tyson seems to be the focal point of the Eagle offense thus far in the early going. Scretcher attacks the lane. Hesitation dribble, gets it out to Henry. Henry puts it on the floor. Now Russ to the free throw line. Bounce pass down low to Graydon. He tries to get Tyson in the air. He does, but the shot is too strong. No good. Smith gets it forward. Anderson trying to beat Russ to the basket. He lays it in. So it's all tied at 6. 4:40 now left in the first quarter. Scretcher crosses over right to left, and he's going to be called for an offensive foul. Jack Kleiner checks in for Henry, and Bobby Lowe's back in for Scretchen, who seems to be limping a little bit. Hopefully he's okay. Tigers continuing to press. Kleiner hustling from side to side. Eagles exchange passes. Nearly a backcourt violation, but hadn't quite gotten into the front court. Catalon trying to go to the left. Drops it off to Marsh. Smith crosses over. His shot is short. Russ play with a rebound. Another game at a very quick pace here. Russ trying to get free. Gets it over to Bobby Lowe. Bobby drops it to Adam. Adam down low, passes deflected away from behind. There's going to be a foul on Tyson. It is his first and the team first as we approach the halfway point of the first quarter. Russ to throw it in, finds Adam. Graydon has it underneath. His layup is out, but he makes an acrobatic putback. Nicely done. That gives the Tigers the lead once more at 8-6. Catalone trying to get free. Gets it to Anderson. Anderson, quick left-handed three, no good. Rebound is deflected out of bounds, and the Eagles will keep it. Smith has the ball now under the basket, looking to throw it in. Gets it to Anderson. Anderson over to Callum. Deep three on the way, well short. Rebound loose on the floor. Fighting for it is Kleiner. It's deflected out of bounds, but the Eagles keep it. Good hustle from Jack there. Jack certainly one of the keys to the Tiger defense. He gives great effort on every possession. Smith over to Catalon on the right wing. Kleiner has him defended. Catalon works around the screen. Three-pointer is good. 9-8 Eagles out in front. 3:25 left in the first quarter. Here's Bobby now. And we've got a foul off the ball. Foul's on Edwards. And Russ to throw it in from under the basket. No, floater in the lane No good. Kleiner fights for the rebound, trying to bring it free, and he's fouled. Good effort played by Jack again. The foul's on Catalan. He tried to tie Kleiner up from behind, but Kleiner had clear possession. Bobby knocked the ball. Edwards tried to get a steal, didn't get one. Green gets it down low to Kleiner. Turnaround jump hook is good. Tigers back in front, 10-9. Edwards has it. Over to Catalan on the left side. Catalan attacks the basket, tries to get around Graydon, and Graydon was not set. The foul is called. Quite an exciting first quarter lead.
Yeah, absolutely. A lot of three-point shots we've seen, and especially if you watch from warm-ups, it seemed like the Tigers couldn't miss from behind the line. So I think those kind of shots are going to be key for USN this game.
Callaway's first effort is off to the right, no good. The Tigers remain in front, 10-9. He'll try another. But without success. And Kleiner out to Russ. Russ has it to Adam at the baseline, gets it back. Over to Bobby in the wing. Bobby tries a three, off to the right, no good. Kleiner with a rebound. Get put back, it's good. 12-9, Tigers in front, and the Eagles call for time. Players on their feet as is a 30-second timeout. Coach for Nashville Christian is irate over in the team huddle. Meanwhile, Coach Jones also with quite a lot to say to his team, but more calmly so, I suppose. Tigers have done a great job with all the effort plays. Offensive rebounds, good defense, help defense. It's brought them to a 3-point lead at 12-9, 2:33 left in the first quarter. Edwards puts it on the floor, puts up his dribble, gets it over to McClary, over to Anderson on the opposite corner. Now Smith has it and they threw it away. Bit of a miscommunication there with McClary, who had just checked in from off the bench. And USN has it back. Christian back in the game. Good to see he's doing okay. Rich Spencer seeing his first action of the evening. Bobby gets the screen, passes it up, gets it over to Kleiner. West fakes it through, gets to the elbow. Runner is no good. Rebound Smith. Here comes Smith sprinting to the basket. He's cut off. Circles back out. Over to McClary. McClary to Anderson in the corner. He tries a three. It's good. That ties the score at a dozen. A little bit more pressure defense now from Nashville Christian, but the Tigers get into the front court with relative ease. Scretchen trying to get to the basket. Nice finish at the basket from Scretchen. 2-point lead for the Tigers, 14-12. Anderson's going to try another. This one rattles out. Scretchen skies for the rebound. Tigers coming the other way. Christian pulls up at the foul line, gets it to Woods. He wasn't ready. The shot is blocked out of bounds by Tyson. The pass was a good one. Spencer was free, but it caught him by surprise. Bobby's calling for a screen. He's got one. Can't quite make use of it. Gets it over to Kleiner. Now Russ has it on the left wing. Gets a screen. Tries again from 15 feet, no good. A rebound to Smith. He hustles to the left sideline. Now back to the middle. Gets to the free throw line. Pull up 15-footer is good. That ties the score at 14. Back and forth action here in the early going. Here's Scretchen now working against Edwards. Puts up a floater from 9 feet, no good. Rebound is tied up. Possession now favors the Tigers. Russ to throw it in, can't find anyone. Tries to let discretion's batted out of bounds by Edwards. Tigers keep it. They get a lob to Russ. He's free. Can he convert the layup? He does. And the Eagles throw it out of bounds. Tigers get it right back with a 2-point lead. 37 seconds left in the first quarter. 16-14, high-scoring game. Rush to throw in. Again, struggling to find somebody. His pass now is intercepted by Edwards. It's a 2-on-1. Can Bobby get a stop? Pass over to Smith. He misses the layup. And the rebound is gathered by Spencer. Great job by Bobby stopping the 2-on-1. Christian gets to the 3-point line. Tries to free himself. Now Bobby has it. Back to Josh. Working against Edwards. Jack Kleiner trying to push against Tyson. Entry pass gets to him, and Tyson fouled him. That'll be his second. Scoreboard showing 15.5 seconds. Russ to throw it in. Gets it to Josh. Back to Russ. Russ tries a three from the corner. It rattles out. It's tipped up and in. I think it was Christian who will get clear for the tip in. Long pass toward the front court. On the floor now. The ball's free for a moment. Now Smith has it. They're trying to tie him up, and they do. Oh, and that's a huge tie-up because that means the Tigers will get the ball to start the second quarter. The Eagles get it here with a mere second remaining. See if the Tigers play a conservative defense here. Yes, everybody sinks back. Don't give them a good look. Shot from half court is over the gymnasium. No good. And the first quarter comes to a close. Your score, USN 18. Nashville Christian 14. Lee, what do you take away from the first quarter?
I think it's been a very exciting quarter. Very fast-paced. A lot of action. A lot of good shots from deep range. So if this game keeps up, it'll be a very exciting one. USN seems to have a lot of momentum, so that's really good for all the Tiger fans out there.
Tigers do have a lot of momentum right now, but the lead is just 4. And while that's a good lead to have, it can wiggle away very quickly. So the Tigers will need a good start to the second quarter, and they'll have the first possession of the quarter. First horn sounds. 15 seconds remain in the 1-minute timeout between quarters. Kleiner, Miller, Scretchen, Bobby Lowe, and Wood Spessard on the floor for USN to start the second quarter. Scretchen with the ball over to Bobby. Quick three on the way, short. Here comes Marsh the other way for Nashville Christian. Over to Smith. He's free. 3-pointer on the way. Wall off the mark. And Edwards is able to throw it off Woods. And an unfriendly chant is started by the USN faithful. Moves to the bench. Graham Elliott checks back in. Catalon has it on the left wing. He attacks the basket, and he's fouled from behind. Kleiner got him from behind, and the layup was good. Catalon with a nice move. Very quick and a good shooter. Very tough combination to defend. His free throw has good touch and fouls through. 18-17. Tigers with a 1-point lead. So zone defense for Nashville Christian to start the second. Bobby over to Adam. Graham trying to get to the high post. Now Scretchen has it top of the circle. They get it down low to Jack. He attacks. Ooh, and his layup just comes up short, but he's fouled. The foul is on Catalone, and Kleiner will go to the line for 2. First is good. USN 19, Nashville Christian 17. Second free throw is likewise good. 3-point lead for the Tigers. Smith tries to get free from Bobby, gets it to the baseline to Marsh. Pass along the baseline. Goes over to Harper. He mishandled it. Edwards' floater from the elbow is good. Nice shot there. That makes it 20-19. 7 minutes left in the first half. Here's Scretchen over to Adam Miller. Skip pass back to Bobby. Bobby has it again now. Scretchen and Bobby low alternate passes. Scretchen gets into the lane. Floater from Adam. Too strong, no good. Rebound Smith. Smith splits the other way. Gets to the elbow, shoots, and scores. That elbow seems to be the spot he's trying to get to for those pull-up jumpers. He made another one there. And the Eagles are back in front by 21-20. Josh gets it over to Adam. Bobby Lowe tries to get in the lane. Scretchen now, driving left. Pull up from 12 feet, good. 22-21. Tigers with a bit of pressure. Edwards breaks it. Gets it forward to Harper. He tries a three. High rebound is snared by Scretchen. Scretchen gets it over to Bobby Lowe. Back to Scretchen. Over to Adam. Adam tries another three. Just short, no good. Fighting for the rebound is Scretchen. It's loose. Miller has it. Miller attacks. He kicks it out to Scretchen. Tigers settle it down a bit now. Kleiner has it on the low block. Spins left and frees himself. He scores. There's a foul. It's going to be on the floor, and the basket's going to be no good. Coach Jones calls for time. Catalone has his third foul for the Eagles. 30-second timeout for USN. Impressive tumbling display in the Tiger cheerleading section. Gives us a little something to talk about in the 30-second intermission. Tigers are first to break the huddle. 5:32 remaining, second quarter. USN in front by the smallest margin possible in a game of basketball. Single point, 22-21. USN basketball, Bobby throws it in. Scretchen has it, tries a long jumper. I'm not sure if it was a 2 or 3. Kleiner, the offensive rebound, and the putback is no good, but he's fouled again. Another tremendous offensive rebound for USN. Extending the possession, Kleiner's at the line to shoot 2 more. Free throw is good. 23-21 in favor of the Tigers. Second free throw is good as well. 3-point game now, 24-21 in favor of USN. Smith sprinting forward, and he is fouled by Scretchen. Smith very quick and often looks to attack the basket. Gets it into Edwards. Edwards looks over the scene, tries to get around Russ. He does. Scoop shot, no good. Rebound in the putback. Also no good, but we got a foul call. I'm not sure who this will be on. Maybe Graham. It is Graham in his second. Graham doesn't like the call. He's got 2. Coach Jones speaking with great intent to Josh Scretchen, as the first free throw is good from Briggs. Second free throw good as well. 24-23, Tigers in front. Clock running with 5:10 left in the first half. Russ has it now. working against the zone. Decides to shoot. It's off the mark. No good. Here's Marsh. He calls out a play. Drives left. Kicks it out to Edwards. Edwards shakes free. Tries to get it to Briggs. Briggs finally gets it off the floor. He misses from in close. But he gets the rebound. Marsh can't convert. The ball's out of bounds to USN. See, the official was unsure for a moment whose ball it should be, and he decided to give it to the Tigers, and we're very grateful indeed. Eagles sink back into their zone. Miller has it over on the sideline. He's being doubled there, drops it off to Scretchen. Swing it to Russ. Scretchen gets it back. Russ thinks about another three, picks it up instead. Another pass to Scretchen. Scretchen three from the corner. It is good! So the Tiger lead is restored to 4.
I don't think I've seen Scretchen miss a three-point shot all day. Hopefully they can get the ball to him, and the Tigers will get a lot of points off of that.
He's very judicious as a shooter. He doesn't shoot every time he gets a chance at it. But when he does, he seems to know where it's going.
Very smart player.
Pass is deflected out of bounds. Eagles keep it, trailing by 4. McCleary checks back in for Marsh. Edwards lobs it to Anderson. Anderson working against Graham. Graham with the 2 fouls. Nice back cut, got behind Adam Miller, and the layup is good. 27-25. USN out in front. Got Graham in the corner. Graham tries a 3. Nice putback from Kleiner. He came in from out of nowhere and was unseen. He restores the Tiger lead to 4. Tigers just managing to keep a little bit of an arm's length between themselves and the Eagles at the moment. McCleary with the basketball now gets it over to Anderson. Edwards over on the left side. Throws it into the corner to Smith. Smith circles up top. Tries to get it down low to Briggs, but Briggs wasn't ready for it, and it's out of bounds. Inside 3 minutes now left in the first half. 2:50 and running. See what the Tigers have on offense on this possession. A skip pass to Miller. Down low to Graham. Graham with a jump hook. Good! Very nice finish from Graham on the left block. Turning towards the middle. Elevating and finishing. 31-25. USN out in front. Anderson over to Smith. The Eagles cycle it around the perimeter. Cutting through is McCleary. He has it over on the left baseline. Now attacks the baseline, and the shot is deflected up and in. The student section covers their eyes in shame. Not able to believe what they just saw. Fortunate bounce there for the Eagles. It's 31-27. Kleiner working against Briggs. He's fouled. Nice aggressive take there from Jack Kleiner. He's proved to be a force tonight. He looks to extend the USN lead from 4. First free throw is good. It's now 5. Second is good as well. 33-27. Tigers out in front. 1 minute 57 left now in the second. Scretchen works over a high screen. Miller defending Edwards. Losing the handle. They say it's deflected. Anderson has it back. Miller goes for steal. He's got one. Can he beat Edwards to the basket? Oh, he had him deep, but he couldn't quite finish the layup. He goes for a steal. He's got another steal. He's going up. He lays it in. Tigers now in front by 8 points, 35-27. Smith with a bit of a loose handle. Anderson has it now. 1 minute and 10 seconds and counting left in the first half. Smith has it, working against Christian. It's a high screen, gets to the elbow. He shoots. Just out, no good. Kleiner with the rebound, looks for Scrushy, has it. Russ has it, thinks about a deep three, gets it over to Scrushy. Scrushy from the elbow. Will rattle in, it does. Tigers catching a bit of fire here. Their lead is 10. Edwards with the ball now. Drops it to Anderson. Anderson tries a quick three over Graham. Nails it. That was a tough contested three, and he buried it. 37-30 USN. Final half minute of the first half. Will the Tigers be content to hold for the last shot? A little bit more aggressive. Graham from the elbow. Kicks it out. Miller for three. Short. Loose ball. Smith has it. Christian with a steal. Working now with 10 seconds. Trying to get to the basket. Draws the foul and really scored as well. Christian will go to the line to shoot 2. 7.7 seconds remaining in the first half. First one good. And the Tiger lead is restored to 8. One more free throw coming. Second is good as well. 39-30 USN. Bobby checks in for Josh. Tigers just looking to get a stop and send this to halftime with their present 9-point lead. Clock running with 6. Here comes Smith working against Bobby, trying to go right. Dribbles behind his back to the left, loses the handle. Henry has it and he can't let it go as time expires. We go to a halftime break. Your score: USN 39, Nashville Christian 30. Reed, what did you think of that first half?
Really good first half for the Tigers. A lot of points on the board, obviously putting 39 up in the first half. So if they just keep that up second half, the Tigers should be in good shape.
We'll see you in 10 minutes.
Just
Seth, can you see, is there like a drawstring bag under that cart on the left side? Okay. That's mine. I couldn't see it. I was worried about where it was. All right, here we go.
Second half action underway. Eagles with the opening possession. Catalan working against Adam Miller. Steps back. Looks to find Tyson in the post. Can't get it to him. Marsh resets. Over to Smith. Bobby has him defended. Catalan gets it. Working against Russ. Drives left. Spins right. Russ right with him all the way. Three-pointer on the way from Anderson. No good. Graham has Tyson boxed out, but Tyson went around him for the rebound. And he was fouled on the way up. Fouls on Russ. So Tyson goes to the line for 2 shots. First is good. As is the second. So USN's lead is reduced to 39-32. Here comes Bobby calling out the offense. Gets it to Graham. Gives it to Adam. Adam gets the elbow. He shoots. Shot no good, but it's out of bounds. Off Catalan, and USN keeps it. Russ wants to get it into Henry. He does. Henry working on the low block, trying to get around Catalan. Gets a shot up, but it's short. And Tyson has the rebound. Anderson gets it over to Catalan in the corner. Gets it back to Smith, top of the circle. Bank shot, good. Just like that, the USN lead down to 5. 4 quick points for Nashville Christian to start the second half. Miller's tries a 3. Good! Just what the Tigers needed there, big time answer. It leads back to 8. Catalan tries to get to the basket. He's fouled. It is on Henry Fitzgibbon. Jack Kleiner and Scretchen quickly to the scores table. They check in for Henry and Bobby. Smith to throw it in. 6:26 left in the third quarter. It's to Anderson quickly on the way. It is good. And there's a foul off the ball. Foul's on Jack, away from the ball. And so the basket is good and the Eagles have it back. It's a steal. Graham gets a hand on it. Ball went to Russ, who's got it to Scretchen. Scretchen over to Adam on the baseline. 15-footer. Just out, no good. Rebound Catalan. All the way is Anderson. He lays it in. 42-39. USN's lead is 3. Scretchen gets a high screen from Graham. Ball's poked out of bounds. Tigers keep it. Scretchen working against Smith. Gets to the foul line. Pulls up. Scores! Very precise shooting lead, as you said in the first half. Tigers back in front by 5. Catalan gets it to Tyson working against Graham. Spins left. Graham recovers. Shot is good. Excellent finish by Tyson.
That's the kind of play you want to avoid if you're the USN Tigers. Really good play from Nashville Christian.
Fouls on Graham, his third, and the team's 4th in the first 2.5 minutes of the second half, something that they'll have to watch as the game progresses. Tyson's free throw is no good, unable to finish the three-point play. But he got two. It's 44-41 USN. Christian gets to the elbow, drops it off to Russ. Russ bounce pass to Graham. Can't get Tyson in the air, can't finish. Anderson with the rebound. Good discipline on defense there from Tyson. Didn't go for the up fake. Catalone brings it back out. Smith has it just across half court. Christian guarding him. Smith gets around him to the left and scores. And Mike Jones calls for time. Tyler Reed, which was 9 points when we went to the halftime break in 3 short minutes, has been reduced to 1. I would describe Coach's demeanor in the huddle as disappointed.
I would agree.
Lecturing the players about what they ought to be doing. And no doubt if they put it back into action, their lead will be restored to a more comfortable one. But for now, it's a single point as both teams resume their place on the floor. And it's Tiger basketball. Here come Josh and Adam to the front court. Graham wants to set a high screen. He does. Scratching the elbow, trying to find Kleiner. He does. Spins left. Turn around, no good. Oh, it's tipped up. Nearly hit. Kleiner ripped it away. The tip obstruction is good. Oh, what an effort play there.
Lots of good effort from the Tigers offense on that play.
Huge basket. It went in just an instant from Nashville Christian having a chance to take the lead to the Tiger lead going back to 3 points.
In a game like this, rebounds are going to be huge.
Tyson misses. Tigers had it going the other way. They try to get to Kleiner. It's deflected by Smith. Kleiner has it now. He turns around. Shot no good. Miller fighting for the rebound with Edwards. He whips it away as well. Gets Tyson in the air. He can't score. Ball's tapped back out. Graham going for it. He bats it off Edwards. The Tigers have it. Stretching to the baseline. Circles around. Ball's free again. Kleiner on the floor. Cutting it on the floor. Edwards has it now. Trying to get it to a guard. He does. Pulling up on the foul line of Smith. This shot rims out no good. Ball's loose now. Frenetic pace of play, and the Tigers look to slow it down. Coach Jones asks for calm. Here's Scratch now, gives it to Graham. Graham looking for someone to post up. Tyson bats his pass out. Graham gets it back, takes a shot, gets it to Kleiner. Kleiner will move. It's batted up in the air, but he's fouled.
Nashville Christian player is not happy about that at all.
The foul is on Catalon, and I believe that is his 4th. It is indeed. Kleiner to the line for 2. With the Tigers hanging on to a 3-point lead. The first free throw is no good. 3:29 left in the third. 46-43 USN. Jack converts the second. It's 47-43. Here comes Smith now. Bobby low to the scorer's table. Marsh has it. Going to the baseline is Edwards. He lost it off his foot out of bounds. Tigers get it back. .3:15 now and counting. Scretchen walks toward the front court. Edwards there to greet him. He has it now. Gets to the foul line. Pulls up. Looking to get to Jack again. He's double teamed. Shot too strong. No good. Graham went to the air to try to get the rebound. It's tied up on the floor. Possession arrow points toward USN. Rush to throw it in. Calls out the offense. Has the ball now. Trying to find Jack. Can't get it to him. He's got a team. Discretion has it on the baseline. Looking to find Jack Hipwood over to Bobby. Bobby puts, that's a clear foul. You could hear it all the way up here. The foul is Edwards' third. That brings McClary to the scorer's table. He'll replace Edwards. Rush to throw it in. Looking for Bobby. Bobby was free. They couldn't get it to him in time. Now Kleiner has it. Tries to get his man in the air. His shot, bank shot. Push on. Bobby fighting for the rebound. Can't quite get it. And Smith has it. Gets it to Marsh. Marsh running forward. Tries to get around Graham, and we've got an offensive foul. Well, I think the offensive foul call was probably a good call. Jack Kleiner was about to commit a very hard foul from behind, I believe. Graham did a great job taking the charge. Woods checks in for Jack Kleiner. Discretion has it out the wing. Graham top of the circle, over to Bobby. Russ has it now, tries to get into the lane. Picks it up. Drops it now to Josh. Josh surveys the seam, tries a three. Good! Beautiful shot from Discretion. The Tiger lead is 7 points once more, 50-43. High screen from Tyson, tries to roll off of it. Graham has him defended. Cuts off the baseline, spins away. Nice defense. Into the lane now is Marsh, running left-hander, good. Shielded off the defender with the body and a nice finish, 50-45 now, Tigers in front. Discretion gets around the screen from Graham, pull up as well, short, tries to save it, he does. Anderson is the one to whom he saved it though. So the Eagles have it. 1:30 now. Left in the third. They trail by 5. Long two-pointer on the way from Smith is short. Graham Elliott fights for the rebound. He's got it. Discretion with the ball. Over to Bobby Lowe. He gets instructions from Coach Jones. Tigers look to set up the offense. We're down to a minute 10. 5 count is on. Bobby working against it. Looking for Josh, has him. Discretion working against McClary. Another high screen. Graham looking to post, he's got it. Oh, tremendous finish. He barely ever had control of the ball, but he managed to shuttle it into the air and down it went. 52-45, USN, big basket there. Clock running with 40 seconds. Anderson for three, no good. Bobby Lowe the rebound. Josh now has it, fires it forward to Russ. Russ attacks the baseline. He's cut off. He shoots anyway. He can't get it to go down. Tyson the rebound. Smith has the ball. Clock running with 23. Coach for Nashville Christian instructs him to slow it down. They're going to play for the last shot. The jam goes quiet. Only the sound of Smith dribbles can be heard. He attacks the basket. Scoop shot under Graham. No good. There's still 3 seconds. Can the Tigers get a shot? It's loose. Tyson tied it up. And just as happened earlier, there's a jump ball with 1 second.
Surprising that the Tigers didn't get a shot off. I know they were trying to move it faster.
Can the Eagles get off a good shot? They do get off the shot, but it's no good. The third quarter comes harmlessly to a close. The Tiger lead, which was not at halftime, is now reduced to 7, but it's still somewhat healthy at the moment, 52-45. Reed, what do we got to do to close this one out?
Basically just keep doing what we've been doing, play good defense, and it was good for the Tigers to be able to keep the lead. The lead was slipping away, but they had some good plays on offense and they kept it going. So keep scoring points, keep getting buckets.
I'm sure that this game is far from over.
I believe so too.
The Eagles would probably make a run at it, and so the first few minutes of the fourth quarter will be key.
It seems like each time the Tigers hit a big shot, especially a three-pointer, the Eagles just seem to lose a lot of life. So if they can keep that up and keep making shots, then I think the Eagles will soon lose a lot of momentum. and lose a lot of passion. This game will be the Tigers' game to win.
Let's hope. Both teams back on the floor, 8 minutes remain, and USN basketball with a chance to extend the 7-point lead to start the fourth. Russ will throw it in. They get it to Bobby this time. He gets it to Josh, he gets it back. Tigers reset. It's a high screen. Bobby shakes it off, gets it to Woods, over to Josh Graham looking to post to get a lob. Now sets a high screen. Josh working off of it. Forward from 10 feet, good. He's played a very fine game tonight, shot a high percentage, has Josh Scrushin. The Tiger lead is 9. Anderson has it in the corner. They get it to Smith. Anderson has it back, trying to post Tyson. Tyson receives it on the block. Can't get Graham in the air. Anderson, shot on the way, no good. Graham with an excellent box out and rebound. Tremendous score and a stop to start the fourth. With Scrushin attacking the basket, kicks it out to Bobby. Now Graham has it wide open three. Off to the right, no good. His mom and dad at the rear of the fan section were just about begging for that one to go down. They desperately wanted the three for Graham, but it just missed. Tiger lead is 9, 1 minute gone of the 8 in the fourth quarter. Smith working against Bobby. Marsh has it now. Gets a high screen. Attacks to the left. He's stymied and he traveled. Nice light defense by Woods and Josh Scrutchin combining to force the turnover. USN basketball with a 9-point lead. Scrushin sets Adam Miller into motion. Adam has it now. Working against Marsh. 5 count is on. Gets it to Jack. Working against. Oh, and Jack traveled. Didn't see much there.
Neither did I.
So the Eagles have it back. Looking to cut into the Tiger lead. 54-45. Here's Edwards going to the baseline. He was blocked by Miller, but a foul was called. It's on Adam. His first. 2 free throws coming for Edwards. First is good. But the second is short. It's tipped out by Catalone. Another possession for the Eagles. They trail by 8. Edwards working against Adam. Can't shake him. Catalone tries to get free. Now in the corner is Edwards. He tries to get to the basket. Kicks it back out. Catalone for 3. Good! Just like that, it's back down to 5. Quick timeout for the Eagles. 54-49 USN. 5:45 left in regulation time. This one's not over yet. "30-second timeout. Both teams intensely focused in their own huddles."
Just like the girls' game that didn't just take place, this game, it's filled with ups and downs for each team. So, yeah, like you said, this game is far from over. I could see either team coming out with a win.
It's been a great night of basketball. 2 close games.
It really has.
We came up on the short end of the first one. Hopefully we can find a way to close this one out. Tigers throw it into Josh. Eagles showing some pressure. This is a change. Tigers break it. Scretchen has it back, standing on the Tiger head near the half-court stripe. Graham over to Adam. Jack looking to post up, can't get free. Josh has it now. Trying to get free from Marsh. Can't do it. Gets a decliner in the post. He's doubled. Ball's loose. Scretchen has it. Gets it to Adam. Adam spins to the left. One-hander is good. Nice finish and a nice move in the post from Adam Miller. Catalone drops it off. Smith with the ball. Bobby contests the three. It's off the mark. No good. Adam Miller elevates for the rebound. Here's Josh. He picks up the dribble. Tigers set up the half-court offense. Adam drives to the right. One-hander is good. Back-to-back baskets for Adam Miller. The Tiger lead back to 9 points, 58-49. Here's Catalan working against Graham. Drops it to Smith. Smith picks up his dribble. Marsh has it. Shoots over Scretchen and it topples in. 58-51. Approaching 4 minutes now. Tigers again working against the press. Scretchen has it. Finds Adam Miller in the middle. Adam to the elbow. And he carried. So it's a Tiger turnover. And USN calls for time. Full timeout. Just inside the 4-minute mark now. 3:55 remaining in regulation time. Tigers with a 7-point lead, just as it was to start the fourth quarter, 58-51. Tigers have done a good job against the Eagles' pressure, and they've done enough on defense to keep the Eagles at bay.
I think Adam Miller has been a huge part of that. He's been playing really well on offense, getting a lot of points. Although a lot of these USN players have played well, I think he and Jack Kleiner have been players of the game so far. Showing a lot of hustle and being able to put the ball through the hoop.
They've played great basketball, and I've been impressed by the offensive balance. Lots of players have contributed very well.
Lots of players getting in, you're exactly right.
Scretchen, I don't have the numbers, but Scretchen must be 5 for 6 or 6 for 7 from the floor, shooting a very high percentage. Very efficient.
He doesn't miss much.
The hustle plays from Jack Kleiner, as you said. Catalan looking to shoot, can't do it. Gets it to Tyson, working against Kleiner. Kleiner left his feet, and he's going to be called for a foul. The officials will call that every time once you get airborne, and that's just what happened. It is the 6th on USN.
Talking about some really good players from USN, and from the Nashville Christian side, Caleb Tyson, he's been playing really well this game. One of the big men on the Eagles team, number 33. Notice he's been playing really well.
Catalan for 3, got it. Big 3 for the Eagles, it's 58-54. Here comes Scretchen the other way, hustling into the front court. Trying to work his way free, can't do it, but it's going to be a foul on Edwards. And that is 4 on Edwards.
USN's done a really good job today of drawing fouls and getting to the line. I guess they're not at the line this time, but they get a lot of fouls. They'll soon be the bonus.
Miller throw it in, finds Kleiner open. He converts.
There it is, Kleiner.
They finish near the basket. Tiger lead is 6, 60-54. Catalan attacks the basket on his end. He lays it up and in. The play's quickening now. It's a steal by Edwards. He gets it to Smith. Floater, good. And it's a timeout for the Eagles. Oh, excuse me, it's not a timeout. We've got a delay of game warning.
What warranted that call?
I didn't see it. Normally that means you deflected the ball away from the inbounds passer, but I didn't notice that.
I didn't see that either. Interesting call.
USN's lead is a humble 2 points, 60-58, as we reach 3 minutes left in regulation. Here's Adam working one-on-one. Oh! That would have been huge.
At least he's going to the line.
Great work by Adam Miller. As you said, Reed, he's been an offensive force here, particularly in the fourth quarter. He's got a chance to make the Tiger lead double from 2 points to 4. First free throw just short. Score remains 60-58 in favor of USN. Second is good. Tigers in front by 3. Bobby Lowe checks in for Graham. Inside 3 minutes now, Tigers by 3 points. Edwards with the ball, gets it to Tyson. He's free from Kleiner. He lays it up and in. 61-60 USN. Scratchman has it stolen by Edwards. He's free into the front court. His layup is good.
Honestly, you want to see is USN.
Scratching going, oh, it's an offensive foul. Tyson takes the charge. Scratching, I think, may have been a little frustrated after the turnover. Tried to put the team on his back himself.
Something that's almost happened earlier, and now it seems like it is happening. The game's starting to slip out of USN's hands. So they need to play some really good defense here to get that ball back.
Tigers in need of a stop. They get it to Tyson. He was free, but he kicked it back out to Catalan. And the Eagles are content to bring it out. Now Catalan attacks the basket. That's an offensive foul. And that's his fifth.
USN fans very happy about that call.
So Marsh will check in for Catalan, who has 5. 2:04 left in regulation. Tigers trail now by a single point, 62-61. Scratchman's free in the front court. He's trying to beat Marsh to the basket as well, but just off the mark. Too strong. Tyson has the rebound. Here's Smith trying to get free from Bobby. Good defense. Gets it down low to Tyson. They get it back out. Tigers have to be aggressive on defense, trying to get a 5 count. Smith gets around Bobby, gets around Jack. Jack altered the shot, very good. He may have gotten a piece of it. There's nowhere now, we're down to a minute 30. Tigers trail by 1. Autumn commits an offensive foul. He pushed off with the left hand.
USN fans and players not happy about that call at all.
Tigers still trail by 1. Clock running with 1:25. Smith pull up in the lane, spins out, Kleiner the rebound. That is halfway down, came back out. Scratchman attacks the basket, he's blocked. Ball is loose, it crabs toward the sideline, but Anderson has it. He dribbles himself free. They get into the front court. A wild pace throw in the final minute. Eagles call for time. What a game we've got tonight. 53.6 seconds remaining. Nashville Christian has the basketball and a 1-point lead.
This game has escalated very quickly. It went from what was looking like a maybe USN blowout, now it's a really exciting game. So, depending on what kind of basketball you like to watch, this could make you really happy.
It's the sort of game you don't mind losing a few hours off your life for. It's been a great one. Coach Jones desperately wants the Tigers to calm down over in the huddle. The team that can remain composed in moments like these is often the team that comes out victorious. Eagle basketball, 62-58. 61, Nashville Christian out in front. They get it into Smith. Clock running with 51 seconds. High screen. A little bit of a weave now around the perimeter. 40 seconds. They're trying to trap Edwards. They can't do it. Bobby has him defended. He gets around Bobby. He tries to kick it out. He does. 25 seconds.
Time ticking off this clock. Nashville Christian's really milking this clock well.
And there's a foul. So the Tigers did what they could to get a turnover. They didn't get one. We're down to 20.9. And it's Smith to the line for 1 and 1. That is the 9th foul on USN, so any subsequent fouls will send Nashville Christian to the line for 2. The first free throw is good.
It's going to be a huge free throw right here. 20 seconds left to come up 3.
It's no good. Kleiner the rebound. Clock running with 18, and here we go. Tigers.
USN, do you want the last shot here, or do you want to try to get it up earlier?
I think
they do.
Here's Stretching. He tries to get past Tyson. His layup is no good, but he's fouled.
These are going to be 2 of the biggest free throws all game. Only 7.2 seconds left on the clock. And a 2-point deficit for the Tigers to overcome.
Great pressure on the young man at the foul line. He buries the first.
Now, if you're Stretching, do you want to make the shot and give Nashville Christian the chance to score? Or do you want to maybe miss it and get the rebound? What do you think?
I think you got to try to tie the game. On any given possession, the odds are that the other team doesn't score. So you got to try to tie it and hope for overtime. I wouldn't try to miss it here.
It is true. It has been a wild last quarter, especially the last few minutes of the quarter. Seen a lot of missed shots, missed layups, etc. So. This got to be hard to imagine what's running through Scretchen's head right now with the game potentially on his shoulders.
They sort of did the old ice the kicker move, you know. They know he's got one free throw and they kind of want him to think about it a little bit.
Scretchen's been a very reliable player though, so I trust him to make the shot.
I can't think of too many other people I would rather have on that foul line to shoot this free throw than Josh Scretchen.
Absolutely.
He's played a tremendous game. And whether he makes this free throw or not, he's played a tremendous game.
As you can see, USN's got the 2 big men, Jack Kleiner and Graham Elliott, lining up. Likely to try to get that rebound in case Scretchen does miss.
Josh Scretchen to shoot one with a chance to tie the game. He does.
Huge shot from Scretchen.
That was as pure as you could ever want to see. And the crowd is coming apart at the seams, and rightly so. Students chest bumping one another, a beautiful thing.
And now with a tie game and 7 seconds left on the clock, Tigers have to play some serious lockdown defense because you know Nashville Christian is going to wait till the last second to take the shot.
And there could be, you've got to make sure you don't foul. The officials are going to have a close eye on things to make sure that there aren't any fouls.
Absolutely, because a foul will put them into a double bonus, and you really don't want that.
That would be devastating. Do you have any thoughts, Reed, on whether or not you guard the inbounds passer in this situation?
I would try to, because if you can get that ball, and if you can put a layup immediately, that's huge. But even if you can just hold on to it, pass it out, a potential game-winning shot, I would think I would try to guard it.
They get it in, clock running with 6. Here's Smith. He gets to the right. He shoots. It's short. And regulation comes to a close. We've got bonus basketball tonight from Sterling. It is 63-63 after the 2 free throws from Scretchen, as clutch as you could ever want to see tied this game.
What a crazy, entertaining game this one has been. Lots of ebbs and flows in the momentum and the points in this game. So, very entertaining one. It's really good that there's such a big student section that got to see it.
4 minutes of time are restored to the scoreboard. What more could you ask for? Perhaps the fact that Nashville Christian has had a player foul out will work to the Tigers' advantage. I don't remember if we have any players with 4 fouls.
I don't think so. It does seem like after that foul out, Nashville Christian's played better, strangely. Maybe they just needed to make up for it, but Nashville Christian late in this game, although not in the past 30 seconds or so, but they played it really well late in this game.
Well, as you said, in the middle of the fourth quarter, it looked like the Tigers could run away with it. They pushed the lead to 7, and they looked like they were in control, and things flipped very quickly. Tigers will be moving from our left to our right. It'll be Jack to jump up against Tyson. Eagles have the opening tip. They quickly get it to Marsh. Marsh is blocked by Kleiner, but it's a foul. Two shots now for Marsh. It is Jack's 4th foul. The first free throw is well short. Nearly missed everything. Got the front of the rim. Ball starts an airball chip, but it was not strictly speaking. The second free throw is likewise no good, and the Tigers have it.
Very unexpected 2 misses in the charity stripe.
Kleiner tries to free himself. He scores! Good little drop step there on the baseline. He finished.
That's that play from Kleiner we were talking about. Not the hustle. That's a good rebound.
Tigers lead by 2, and they've got a steal. Coach Jones must have slowed down. 3:20 and counting in the overtime. Here's Scretchen now attacking. Miller attacks. 12-footer on the way. Too strong. Rebound is loose. Trying to save it is Marsh. He did. Oh, I suppose he threw it off the Tigers. I didn't see it.
Throw it off of Petty's legs there.
Tigers lead is 2 points. Eagles have it. 3:07 and counting. Here's Anderson. Exchanging passes with Edwards. Tyson looking the post. Kleiner working hard on defense. .245 now. High screen. Scretchen tries to come under. That was a moving screen. Coach Jones wanted it, didn't get it. Blocked by Kleiner. Edwards to the floor. He wanted a foul, didn't get it. Here's Ross trying to finish. It's deflected out of bounds. Great play to save a layup. Checking into the game is Bobby Lowe. He replaces Jack. Jack made a huge play there on the defensive end. It's Rush to throw it in. Scretchen's free. 3-pointer on the way. Just off to the right. No good. Bobby fighting for the rebound. He's got it. Oh, but he threw it away. Anderson over to Smith. They throw it into the corner. Clock now to 2:15. Working against Miller. Smith throws in the corner. Anderson with the three is blocked. It is blocked. It's out of bounds, and the Tigers have it. Looks like we'll see a bit of pressure here from the Eagles.
USN seems to have all the momentum available here, especially with the student section crowd getting into it.
Scretchen advances up the right side. Clock down to 2 minutes in the overtime. He works against Edwards. The 5 count is on. Spins free to the left. Finds Graham. Graham's free. Oh, the layup just missed. Here's Smith working against Bobby. Gets a high screen. Trying to find Tyson. Can't do it, but gets Anderson underneath. He had the size mismatch, and he scored. And he's going to be given a technical foul. Unbelievable. He flexed after the basket.
Wow.
And was teed up.
Wow. If you know it's going to be a foul. You just can't do things like that. And that really may come back to bite Nashville Christian. It seemed like he ran into scratching after the flex too. That might have been part of the penalty or the foul.
I don't believe what I just saw. I can't believe what happened. I can't believe that he did that. I don't know what the technical foul was for. I think he just sort of turned and Josh happened to be there. That was how I saw it. I don't know if it was intentional or not, but
Josh did a good job of selling it though.
that's what you got to do. Devastating blunder for the Eagles. The Tigers will have 2 shots and possession.
I wonder who they'll send in line. I guess it'll probably be Scretchen.
Gotta be Scretchen, I would. 1 minute, 39 seconds remaining in the overtime. The game is currently tied.
I can't imagine that Eagles coach is happy after that foul call. Partly with the ref, but partly with the player.
Agreed all the way around. It's Josh Scretchen at the line. The first is good. The second is good as well.
USN now get the ball. And that foul from Anderson is just really connected to Nashville Christian. You hear the student section chanting yes repeatedly. You can tell they're really into this game.
Their affirmations are well received by the players. 1 minute, 39. Tiger basketball. All the Tigers stack up on the half-court stripe. Bobby Rowe flashes into the basketball. He has it. Now it's Josh. Tigers leading by 2 points. Double high screen coming. He runs into Adam Miller. Now Graham has it. Graham tries a 3. Just short. Adam Miller tips the rebound, but Tyson has it. Here comes Edwards. Just over half court. Bobby trying to stay with him. Edwards attacking the baseline. Now throws it to the corner. 3-pointer on the way from McCleary. Missed everything and Scretchen has it. Five count is on. Josh trying to get 3. Steps back. Gets it over to Russ. Russ to the elbow. Gets into the lane. Kicks it out to Graham. Graham puts it on the floor this time. Over to Bobby. Now Josh. Clock running with 50 seconds. He steps back out toward the half-court stripe. Now Russ has it. Russ into the lane, over to Graham. Miller from the baseline.
Seems like USN might just want to hold on the ball here. They do have the lead with time running out.
Adam attacks the basket. No good. 30 seconds now. Eagles with a chance to tie or take the lead. Timeout. Coach Jones doesn't like that shot from Adam Miller, and he's letting him know about it. In close proximity. .25 seconds now to decide it all. Nashville Christian with the basketball, trailing by 2. It's going to be a wild finish. Eagles are on their feet, as are the Tigers. Where else could you possibly be? All the students on their feet as they've been for the entire game. And rightly so. It's been a wild one to this point, and we've got 25 more seconds, and they'll no doubt be as wild as the many we've seen before. Edwards to throw it in. Throws it to the backcourt to Smith. Ball now to 20 seconds. Gets it to Marsh. High screen. Miller comes around. They get it to Tyson working against Graham. He spins left. Good defense from Graham. Smith for 3. Good! What a shot from Smith.
And it seemed like the life of that USN student section just been sucked right out of them. Nashville Christian fans ecstatic after that one. But see what kind of plan Coach draws up here.
Unbelievable. Just when you think you have him locked up. Huge shot from Smith, and he was a few feet behind the three-point line, and he buried it. Tigers trail by 5.7 seconds to go. And who knows what will happen here. Who would you look to here? Would it be Josh Gretchen, or would you go another way?
I think Scutchen has gotten the ball a lot this game, so I think the defense might be expecting it, but I think going to Adam Miller or Jack Kleiner might be a good move here because, as you know, those two players are very reliable in this game.
I will say Coach Jones has surprised me before with the last shot option. I think he thinks rightly the way that you do that. He knows what option his opponent is going to take away, and he knows who his best second option is. Here we go, 5.7. They get it to Josh. Josh up the left side. Clock running with 2. They need to get a shot away. They don't do it.
Unbelievable finish.
Tigers didn't get a shot off.
Good defense from the Eagles. What a comeback from Nashville Christian.
That was a wild game.
They came back throughout regulation. They even came back in overtime.
Tough loss for the Tigers. You feel good when you see a kid make a shot that he'll remember for the rest of his life. Smith will remember that as long as he lives, and rightly so. Tough loss for USN.
2 tough losses for the Tigers, but both teams fought well. So
Both teams fought hard. A lot of good to build on. Hopefully we can turn it into some wins in the future. Tough losses in the present. Well, Reed, been great to be up here with you. I think with that, we'll sign off. Hope to see you for some games in the near future. Until then, see you next time.